we are going to talk about one of the most exciting real estate developments that has hit Omaha in modern history, and that is Midtown Crossing. It's right there, appropriately in Midtown, by the Mutual of Omaha headquarters. And from Midtown Crossing, we have Joe Schmidt and Molly Skold. Joe and Molly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us here. Appreciate it.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning. Well, this is an exciting time to talk about Midtown Crossing because there are a lot of new things in the works. And, like a lot of developments, projects, destinations, you guys had to go through the pandemic, which was not easy. But it seems like things are in pretty good shape now that we're heading closer to normalcy.
No, it's actually really moving in the right direction. It's amazing how the pandemic ends up stopping everything, slowing everything down. But our retailers at Midtown Crossing have been excessively adept at change and making movements and things of that nature. So it's really on the positive side right now. We're pretty happy with where everything's going.
And I saw the announcement that Alamo Drafthouse Cinema is reopening.
Yes. So they are scheduled for this summer. They're looking at reopening. There's a couple of financial things that they're working out with the federal government and the different types of things that they can and can't do with their corporate headquarters. I'm sure you probably saw the corporate Alamo ended up filing for bankruptcy, so it kind of slowed things down a little bit. But no, they're scheduled for sometime this summer, opening back up.
Now we just need Hollywood to start making movies again.
Yeah, to say the least.
That would be nice. Hey, Molly, one of the things we want to touch on first is something that our listeners are always eager to know, and that is new restaurants. We have a couple of brand new restaurants coming to Midtown Crossing. What can you tell us about those?
Yeah, we sure do. We're so excited. Later this month, we'll be excited to welcome Smoke and Oak Pizza. That is on the east end of the development where the former Della Costa was. Smoke and Oak Pizza, those guys are absolutely on fire. They're doing an excellent job. I had a 2 or 3 hour meeting with them yesterday, and honestly, their grand opening, they're going to be doing some exciting things like giving away some free stuff, so we're going to love that. Honestly, in 10 years, that is the number one concept that we've been asked for is pizza, pizza, pizza. So we're so excited to open them up. The other one is Pamas, and Josh Martinez is doing a great job. It's a Latin concept. It's such a great story, fits so well into the neighborhood. He was inspired by his grandmother and is doing a great job on this Latin type cuisine, and that will be in the former Black Oak Grill space in Turner Park. So he'll open first part of June, and then we've got Anderson O'Brien took over a larger space in the former Hutch space. We've got Chase Bank opening, and then we've got some few surprises. So that, along with Proof and Ray's moving over closer to the Farnham Street corridor, really makes it for the center of gravity. So we're very excited.
Do you have a full lineup for the park in the center there of entertainment and activities?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's funny because, we were going to celebrate 10 years, believe it or not, when COVID hit, and we pushed everything back. But hard to believe, and I think, Jeff, you referenced this when we first got on, 10 years that we've been up and running, and so much has happened, and we've learned so much, and it's amazing. But when we first started, we had 6 events, and in 2019, we had 150 events in the park, and in 2020, obviously, we were back down to hardly any. But this year, we're already up to almost 130 events. So people are really wanting to get back to life and a new sense of normalcy and get outside. And, this week alone, I had 7 requests for park events. So people are really wanting to come back and get back with their friends and their neighborhoods and their coworkers and, get back to life.
Joe, I want to go a little bit deeper in the restaurants that Molly just mentioned. Smokin' Oak is actually a national concept, correct?
Correct.
And so this is the Omaha location. They have many others.
Right. This is the Omaha location. It is actually a wood-fired pizza concept. So it's not your Domino's pizza. It's actually a very nice gourmet pizza. And one of the things that they're incorporating that the other places have not, but now they're actually moving it into their national look, is they're actually having a beer wall, where it's a self-served beer that you can go through and you get your little key card and you go down and you pull which one you want. So that's something that they're bringing here, and the corporate loved it so much they're actually going to start incorporating with others. So I believe they've got almost 20 to 25 different beers that are going to be there, about 5 or 6 different wines. So they're really excited about that.
So there's a wall of sound and a wall of beer.
That's right.
And then I want to go a little bit more because on Restaurant Talk, Molly mentioned Proof and Raise. Those are 2 existing businesses in Midtown Crossing that are moving into the former Crave space. What can you tell us about those?
So one of the things that we're actually doing is we're moving all the retail closer together over on Farnham Street, because one of the things that we have had over the time frame is we've actually had demand for office space. And so we're taking where Cantina Laredo used to be, where Ray's used to be, where Proof is right now, and they'll be moving. We're converting that to office. And believe it or not, there's a strong demand for 3,000 to 5,000 square foot office spaces. The large corporate offices are still a little bit concerned, but the smaller ones, if everybody can look at each other and do the vertical head nod that they're all comfortable going back to work, they're all going back to work. And so there's been quite a bit of demand for that. So we're actually just filling a void that's there for unique office space in a new area. Very interesting, especially since you can be in the office and then you look at the park and things of that nature.
Well, the amenities for office users, they can do everything they want to, from grocery store to gym and everything else right there.
Correct. It's all right there too.
And they can
to
live
happy
there.
Hour. Correct.
Yeah,
I wonder how many
I
people
think it'll be
actually
a desirable place for an
have
office.
a condo or an apartment, Jeff, and they can live on Midtown Crossing campus. Basically, there's really no reason unless I guess you don't have a hospital yet. But
So you're saying
enough.
It's right up the street.
get a condo or an apartment, lease some space in the office area that is going in where the retail used to be on the north side,
Yeah.
and then have dinner at Smoke and Oak or Pa Moss or one of the other places, and finish the night at Proof.
Yeah, and then
There you go.
have your child.
Sign me up, Molly.
You can have your child's wedding
There you
there,
go.
outside or inside. And
Yeah, because there is an event venue.
That's right. The Empire Room can hold up to about 400 individuals, and we have quite a few weddings that are actually in the park this summer.
Guests can register. You can stay at the Element.
It's perfect.
Have a block of rooms.
It's a one-stop shop.
We're talking with Joe Schmidt
you
and
know-
Molly Skold from Midtown Crossing. Go ahead, Molly.
I was going to say the residential. When we first started building condos and presenting it to the Omaha community, this was something new to Omahans, right? And now we're almost at 90% sold. But I think the more interesting story is that, people are buying condos, and then we have an owner that bought a condo for her parents. We have a condo owner that bought the condo across the hallway so he could have a home office across the hallway. We have, homeowners that buy another condo because they want their children to have one. So the lifestyle is what sells this place. And I think the urban core is the greater story. What's going on in the urban core? And people want to live in the urban core. And it's safe, and it's exciting, and it's accessible, and it's close to so many things. And that's really why it's a great story.
Molly.
Did you want to talk about the? Sorry, Jeff.
That's fine. Go
Do
ahead.
you want to talk about buy one condo, get the other one at regular price?
Trenton's available as a marketing consultant if you need him.
Yes.
Fees are reasonable. I want to go back to one thing you said earlier, Molly, when you were talking about the new restaurants. You said, quote, and a couple of other surprises. Now, one would presume when you say surprises that you couldn't say some details right now, but can you give us a hint? Can we play 20 questions? What are we talking about here?
And
with
they're
these,
good surprises, hopefully.
these surprises.
Well, the nature when you do this, you you know what you want to do and what the area demands is that you have an eclectic offering. You don't always have the same thing. So that I can tell you that the retailers that we are in discussion with now are not similar to ones we already have. There are differences so that we continue to build on this eclectic neighborhood community, and that's ultimately what the neighborhood demands. And you know, it's exciting. It's fun. It's fun to work with retailers who want to offer something different than we already have.
Okay, Joe, as we wrap up here and we look forward to the future, where do you see Midtown Crossing going, changing, evolving over the next several years?
So over the next several years, where it's really going is smaller retailers, more eclectic restaurants, more different things going on, more different offerings than where we've had in the past, where we've had several large offerings. Now we've got multiple small ones, and actually getting more of that work lifestyle in there as well. When we start getting the office spaces going, the condo sales, you know, like Molly said, we're 90%. The way that we're going is we'll probably be sold out in about a year to 2 years.
And apartments have always been full.
The apartments have always been full. They've always been 98, 99%. Really strong demand for apartments. And I think you see that up and down the area, the Midtown area as well, in the urban core, that you see that demand for the apartments.
And parking's never been an issue, free parking for so many hours.
Right. We've got the 3 hours of, you know, validated parking for free when you go through. But, you know, when you start talking about lifestyle, you start talking about events, you start talking about things in the park, it really is just kind of that place to go, to feel comfortable, to feel safe, and to be entertained in multiple different ways.
Well, folks, if you haven't been down there for a while, go back to Midtown Crossing. Like we said, 2 new restaurants coming, perhaps more. Chase, Bank Open, Proof, and Ray's moving to new locations, and all sorts of fun stuff. Jazz on the Green coming back. Joe Schmidt, Molly Skold, we appreciate you joining us, and congratulations on all the success you guys are having at Midtown Crossing.
Hey, thanks for having us, you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Our pleasure.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.